This stop is South Conduit Avenue and 221st Street. Next stop, Springfield Boulevard and 144th Avenue. This stop is Springfield Boulevard and 144th Avenue. Next stop, Springfield Boulevard and 143rd Avenue. This stop is Springfield Boulevard and 143rd Avenue. Next stop, Springfield Boulevard and 141st Road. This stop is Springfield Boulevard and 141st Road. Next stop, Springfield Boulevard and 141st Avenue. This stop is Springfield Boulevard and 141st Avenue. Next stop, Springfield Boulevard and 138th Road. This stop is Springfield Boulevard and 138th Road. Next stop, Springfield Boulevard and Eastgate Plaza. This stop is Springfield Boulevard and Eastgate Plaza. Next stop, Springfield Boulevard and 136th Avenue. This stop is Springfield Boulevard and 136th Avenue. Next stop, Springfield Boulevard and Merrick Boulevard. Transfers available to N4, N4X, Q5, Q5 Limited and X63. This stop is Springfield Boulevard and Merrick Boulevard. Next stop, Springfield Boulevard and 132nd Road. This stop is Springfield Boulevard and 132nd Road. Next stop, Springfield Boulevard and 131st Avenue. This stop is Springfield Boulevard and 131st Avenue. Next stop, Springfield Boulevard and 130th Avenue. This stop is Springfield Boulevard and 130th Avenue. Next stop, Springfield Boulevard and Montefiore Cemetery. This stop is Springfield Boulevard and Montefiore Cemetery. Next stop, Springfield Boulevard and 121st Avenue. Transfers available to Q27 and Q27 Limited. This stop is Springfield Boulevard and 121st Avenue. Next stop, Springfield Boulevard and 120th Avenue. Transfer available to Q84. This stop is Springfield Boulevard and 120th Avenue. Next stop, Francis Lewis Boulevard and Springfield Boulevard. This stop is Francis Lewis Boulevard and Springfield Boulevard. Next stop, Francis Lewis Boulevard and Linden Boulevard. Transfers available to Q4, Q4 Limited and X64. This stop is Francis Lewis Boulevard and Linden Boulevard. Next stop, Francis Lewis Boulevard and 116th Avenue. This stop is Francis Lewis Boulevard and 116th Avenue. Next stop, Francis Lewis Boulevard and 115th Avenue. This stop is Francis Lewis Boulevard and 115th Avenue. Next stop, Francis Lewis Boulevard and Murdoch Avenue. Transfers available to Q83 and Q83 Limited. This stop is Francis Lewis Boulevard and Murdoch Avenue. Next stop, Francis Lewis Boulevard and 113th Avenue. This stop is Francis Lewis Boulevard and 113th Avenue. Next stop, Francis Lewis Boulevard and 112th Avenue. This stop is Francis Lewis Boulevard and 112th Avenue. Next stop, Francis Lewis Boulevard and 111th Avenue. This stop is Francis Lewis Boulevard and 111th Avenue. Next stop, Francis Lewis Boulevard and Hollis Avenue. Transfer available to Q2. This stop is Francis Lewis Boulevard and Hollis Avenue. Next stop, Francis Lewis Boulevard and 109th Avenue. This stop is Francis Lewis Boulevard and 109th Avenue. Next stop, Francis Lewis Boulevard and 104th Avenue. This stop is Francis Lewis Boulevard and 104th Avenue. Next stop, Francis Lewis Boulevard and 100th Avenue. This stop is Francis Lewis Boulevard and 100th Avenue. Next stop, Francis Lewis Boulevard and Jamaica Avenue. Transfers available to N1, N6, N6X, N24 and Q110. This stop is Francis Lewis Boulevard and Jamaica Avenue. Next stop, Francis Lewis Boulevard and 93rd Avenue. This stop is Francis Lewis Boulevard and 93rd Avenue. Next stop, Francis Lewis Boulevard and 90th Avenue. This stop is Francis Lewis Boulevard and 90th Avenue. Next stop, Francis Lewis Boulevard and 89th Avenue. This stop is Francis Lewis Boulevard and 89th Avenue. Next stop, Hillside Avenue and Francis Lewis Boulevard. Transfers available to Q1, N22, N22X, N26, Q36, Q43, Q43 Limited, Q76 and X68. This stop is Hillside Avenue and Francis Lewis Boulevard. Next stop, Hillside Avenue and 202nd Street. This stop is Hillside Avenue and 202nd Street. Next stop, Hillside Avenue and 198th Street. This stop is Hillside Avenue and 198th Street. Next stop, Hillside Avenue and 193rd Street. This stop is Hillside Avenue and 193rd Street. Next stop, Hillside Avenue and 191st Street. This stop is Hillside Avenue and 191st Street. Next stop, Hillside Avenue and 188th Street. Transfers available to Q2, Q3, Q17 and Q17 Limited. This stop is Hillside Avenue and 188th Street. Next stop, Hillside Avenue and 187th Street. This stop is Hillside Avenue and 187th Street. Next stop, Hillside Avenue and Dalney Road. This stop is Hillside Avenue and Dalney Road. Next stop, Hillside Avenue and Avon Street. This stop is Hillside Avenue and Avon Street. Next stop, Hillside Avenue and Midland Parkway. Transfer available to the F train. This stop is Hillside Avenue and Midland Parkway. Next stop, Hillside Avenue and Edgerton Boulevard. This stop is Hillside Avenue and Edgerton Boulevard. Next stop, Hillside Avenue and 172nd Street. This stop is Hillside Avenue and 172nd Street. Next stop, Hillside Avenue and Homelawn Street. Transfers available to Q30 and Q31. This stop is Hillside Avenue and Homelawn Street. Next stop, 165th Street Terminal. Transfers available to Q6, Q8, Q9 and Q41. This is the last stop. This stop is 165th Street Terminal. This is Q77 to Jamaica 165 Street Terminal. A fare is required to ride.